This is F1 2013. In this mode, you'll have the opportunity to race classic Formula One cars from different eras in a number of different game modes.
Thanks for that, Murray. Here we are on F1 2013 trying out the Classic Edition version of the game. Now it's actually the first time on my channel I've actually done classic car content, so I thought I'd do it. I'm actually doing the Mclaren 1988 mod with Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost. I'm actually going to drive around, guess what? It's going to be Monaco, so it's going to be pretty tough to, I guess, find the limits of this car since I haven't actually driven it yet. So I've done absolutely no practice in this. We're just going to jump straight into it, no assists, and here we go in Monaco, starting from 10th place, and looks like we get a fairly slow start there, but you know, that's to be expected. I haven't, you know, found the right starting procedure for these cars as we go the inside of Fittipaldi, and now we're up into P9, so fairly decent start so far. I'm just going to take it slow on this first lap as we get squeezed out there by Alan Jones, and we've got a puncture, and we're out of the race. So what I didn't realise was, back when I was playing F1 2013 for career mode, I had the realistic damage mod on, and it seems like it's still on right now. So we're in classic cars around Monaco with realistic damage. It does not get any harder than this, unless it's probably raining, but screw that. Away we go here in Monaco for attempt number 2 in the classic 1988 McLaren. Coming into turn 1 now, and we'll see if we can get a better start than what we did on the previous attempt. Look at just the flames coming out of the rear exhaust of the cars in front of us. It's just absolutely fantastic as we move ourselves up into P6 around Alan Jones, and maybe up the inside of Keke Rosberg into the casino section. Can't quite get the move done. And these cars are actually really wide, and that's really hard to manage, especially on the first lap. With modern F1 cars, they're a lot thinner, so it's a little bit easier to negotiate some of the cars. But oh man, these cars, it's very nerve-wracking. There's not a lot of traction. They're not very good under brakes, and the rear traction as well. It's a lot like F1 2014 in the way that if you put on too much throttle, it's really easy to, I guess, lose the back end and go into a slide, but it's actually a little bit harder to catch the slide, if you know what I mean. But either way, coming into the Nouvelle chicane, we've climbed onto the back of our teammate there, Alain Prost. Michael Schumacher is in front of him in P3. We'll try and catch some of those guys if we can. And actually just going through that corner there, the high-speed corner, we're actually losing a lot of touch there. So seems like this McLaren, which is actually the Lotus 100T, actually doesn't have, I guess, the aerodynamic capability of some of the cars in front of us. Maybe that's just me just having a lack of mileage in these cars. It's probably just me, actually, to be honest. So I just got to get used to these cars pretty much as soon as I can. Coming into turn 1, we have a bit of a lock-up there. We've run wide, and we're out of the race. And after that, I just decided to rage quit Monaco because there was no way I was going to do a full 25% race around there. So here we are in Brands Hatch for attempt number 1. Hopefully the only attempt we need to do here around this track, and hopefully it can suit these cars can suit the nature of the track a little bit better. So fingers crossed that can work, as Andretti sort of moves over on us there, and we almost clip the back of him there. But we still do have the realistic damage mod on, so we need to be wary of not touching any other cars, otherwise we could see some bodywork going flying and into the path of other cars possibly. But either way, we started off fairly well here, up into P5. We got Alain Prost right in front of us. I believe Schumacher is in front of him, and Graham Hill might be in front of him as well. No, Damon Hill. What am I saying? This isn't the 60s. But either way, going through the high-speed corners there, running out wide onto the, almost onto the grass there. Just luckily, there was a massive curbing there that kind of saved us and gave us a little bit of extra grip in comparison to the grass. But so far, just trying to get a feel for the track, get a feel for the tyres and how they work, and just getting a feel for F1 2013 again, because the handling model, of course, isn't the same as what it was on F1 2014. We get a really nice run off the final corner. Now we're going side by side here with Alain Prost driving as Ayrton Senna, and we actually got the inside of Michael Schumacher as well. So a double overtake there into turn 1. Don't know what Schumi was doing. I guess that's another fault with the AI, both in Classic Edition and with the modern AI. They definitely aren't up to scratch, or they definitely aren't optimized when it comes to racecraft. But either way, going around the outside of Damon Hill now, and that's us up into P2 as we go around the outside. And next up is Nigel Mansell, but he'll be fairly tough to catch as we finally actually catch up to him here on lap 4. It seems like, at least around Brands Hatch, we do have a lot of pace and getting a really nice exit off that final corner. It seems to be a massive strength here for us as we move up into the lead, going purple as well on a 1:03.8. So, fairly good pace here in this race. Only a couple of seconds away from what the modern F1 cars were doing on F1 2013. I believe a really good lap on the 2013 cars would see us doing 58. So, to be only a couple of seconds away at the start of the race is actually pretty damn impressive. Coming in for the pit stop now, we can see the old McLaren pit crew and just the way that they change tyres and everything. It's a lot slower than what it normally is on F1 2013, but that's to be expected. We actually got held up by one of the other cars behind us as well. So coming out onto the track now, we've rejoined in 3rd place with Alan Prost and Damon Hill yet to make their stops. I believe they'll be making their stops on the next lap, and here we go, lap 9. They're both coming in for their stops because they were sort of undercut by their teammates on the previous lap, so they couldn't come in. But finally, lap 17, we're just continuing to push in this car. I was just really enjoying this car, even though I was out by myself and not really battling anyone. I was just really enjoying the challenge of driving this car and just pushing it to its limits. It was actually really fun. But lap 17, we're going to lap Alan Jones there as we get caught up on the curb there. Sent us into a bit of a wheelie as we lap Keke Rosberg as well, and he goes a lap down as well. So we have a pretty sizable lead to Nigel Mansell, 18 seconds. I think we were something like 1.5 to 2 seconds a lap faster than everyone else in this field. It was absolutely ridiculous, but here we are on the final lap. I'll just let you guys enjoy this gameplay without talking, just to see what this car looks like when it's being pushed to its limits, and I'll let you guys enjoy the engine sounds as well. So there we go, lads, a 25% race around Brands Hatch and some gameplay around Monaco as well in the 1988 McLaren MP4, and this car was a lot of fun, I must say. I think I'm going to come back in a few days or maybe even weeks time, just have some more races in this if you guys want to see that as well. This is so much fun to drive. We ended up winning by 24 seconds over Nigel Mansell in the end, so definitely not a close race. The AI definitely needs to be worked on in terms of pace, and I guess a little bit of racecraft as well. But if you want to try out this mod for yourself, I'll leave a link to the download in the description so you guys can go check it out for yourselves. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Also coming up, I've got a Q&A, so if you want to ask me any questions that you want to see in that video, then leave it in the comment section below. But until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.